Hi guys, my name is Kirsty and welcome back to Upside Down Books. Today we have a lot of books to discuss for a special TBR for May.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno.
So I was literally just filming a video where I was talking about some reading goals and checking in with myself to see how I've been doing throughout the year with my reading goals, and I quite catastrophically reminded myself that I'm supposed to be doing a special TBR for May because May is my birthday month, which is really exciting. But it also means it is my month of reckoning, where I go back and I read all of the books that I received for my birthday last year and try and read them before my birthday this year. My birthday is conveniently my birthday is conveniently on the 27th of May, which is the end of the month, so I do get a full month, which is fantastic. But I have 9 books. 9 books, guys. 9 books from my last birthday that I haven't read yet. I've only read like 2 of my birthday books. I'm a terrible human being. But here's the clinch factor is that I don't really have time to do this challenge, and I was not planning on doing a TBR jar video. Depending on whether I put this up before or after my twice a year tag, you'll see, unless I manage to edit it out, that I said I wasn't going to do a TBR jar video. But we are doing one, just a little bit different. If you're new here and you didn't see my December TBR jar video pick thing, mabob, basically what happens is that I get a lot of books for my birthdays and for Christmases as well. So what I do is the following year, before Christmas or my birthday rolls around again, I spend May and December trying to read everything from the last year, because it really bugs me when I don't get around to reading what people have got me. And that is why I have my presents TBR jar that I usually pick from every month, but it depends on whether I'm picking things from Christmas or from my birthday and how that works out and whether I actually get around to reading them. Whole lot of factors. And evidently I've done a pretty bad job from the last year, so that's a little bit upsetting. So basically this is what we're working with. I've got a lot of review copies still that I need to get through. I've become really bogged down in one particular book at the moment, and I did a whole bunch of sort of off-piste reading, shall we call it, last month, where I was focusing on non-fiction. So my reading is not where I wanted it to be. There's a lot of review copies I really want to get to that I have requested and I want to read. So I'm gonna just do my best to make the best of both worlds. But we are gonna have a look at the books that I am supposed to have gotten through by the 27th of May. I will not get through these, okay? We know this from the set out right now. I will not get through these. I'll be happy if I just get through a couple, but let's just discuss what I've got. So first up, we have a book by Diane Setterfield called Once Upon a River. This is sort of like a psychological thriller, I believe, but it's magical realism as well. I believe there's a girl who is found in a river and then she comes back to life. Yes, that is what happens. And everyone's like, is it a miracle? Is it magic? I'm not sure. Diane Setterfield wrote one of my favorite books of all time called The 13th Tale, and I have really been looking forward to picking this one up. So it is quite large though, and I'm not sure what my reading strategy is going to be. I may well stack these all up by my bedside and read the first 10 pages of all of them and work out which one I'm going to get through quickest and become real strategic about this. We'll see if this is going to be a dense read or not. The font isn't too small, but I have a feeling this will either be like a I can't put this down, or it's going to be a little bit of a slog with a slow pace. But nonetheless, I'm really excited to read another Diane Setterfield book. The next book is by another of my favorite authors, and that is Stain by A.G. Howard. So this is a Princess and the Pea retelling, and I know that even though this is a thick boy, I am going to love it. I love A.G. Howard. I love her books. They are always incredible. They are really strange fantasy novels. They're always retelling. She's done a Phantom of the Opera retelling, she's done an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and she also has this other book called The Architect of Song. I don't think that's a retelling of anything, but I also haven't read that one yet. But I've read everything else and I love it. So I have been itching to actually get around and pick this one up, and I'm really hoping that this will continue along the same vein as her other stuff and be equally amazing. So I will be like, wow. The font is tiny. The font is so small in this book. Holy macaroni! Fine. I'm still really excited. I just want to read this book and I want to know what the story's about. I've heard lots of good things as well. The next book was one I literally just shamed myself for not having read in my twice a year book tag video. Again, I have no idea if that's going up before or after this one. But that's Sherwood by Megan Spooner. I really enjoyed Megan Spooner's book Hunted? Whatever one it is. It's right here. Hunted. And this one is so much bigger, but this is a Robin Hood, I think gender swapped retelling. Or is it about Maid Marian? Yes. Okay, I think it's like about Maid Marian and Maid Marian being a little bit more badass than she is in the original. I found Hunted such a breeze to read through, but this is such small font. What is it with all these small fonted books? But I am expecting good things, and I'm expecting a fast-paced plot, so I think this could be a good contender as well. I think all of these are going to be good contenders. Who am I kidding? So then we've got a small book called The Loop by Ben Oliver. I am so intrigued by this premise, and I've started to see a few more people talking about it, and it is let me read the blurb for you for this one because it's quite small. So Luca Kane will die in the loop, a prison controlled by artificial intelligence. Delays to his execution are granted if he submits to medical experiments, but escape is made impossible by the detonator sewn into his heart. On Luca's 16th birthday, the monotony of life in the loop alters. The government-issued rain stops falling and rumours of outside unrest start to spread. This might be his one chance to escape and to stop the deletion of humankind. So good. I may even start with this one because it's one of the smaller ones and I think it'll be a real page turner. The next book is one I'm just dying to read because the cover is so beautiful, and that is Burn by Patrick Ness. I've not read anything by Patrick Ness and I really, really want to. I have watched the film adaptation of A Monster Calls and that was brilliant. So I have high hopes about this one. I think this is... I'm not sure if this is straight up fantasy, I'm never quite sure, but I feel like it's about farmers or peasants who actually have dragons that do work for them. I can't wait to read this and revisit that very brutal synopsis I just gave it because I'm sure that's very wrong. But nonetheless, dragons, pretty cover, and sold. The next book is another chunky boy, and that is Angel Mage by Garth Nix. I've not read anything by Garth Nix, but a lot of fantasy lovers have because he wrote the Sabriel series. I nearly forgot what I was saying. I don't think that's the name of the series though, but whatever that one is. I've been meaning to read that series, but it's not really ever fallen into a priority category for me. But I really like the sound of this one. So this is set in an alternate 17th century where angels can actually be summoned, and I just think that that premise is really fascinating. It's one of these books where it is a bit big, but I feel kind of reassured that I think this will be quite a good read. So I get the feel that this might keep me up late into the hours of the evening reading to find out what happens next. The next book, numerous of my friends have told me that I really need to get a wriggle on and read, and that is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and I just flat out, straight up, no excuses, need to read some of Erin's stuff. I haven't read The Night Circus and I feel really bad about it. But so many people have been telling me I need to read this. I love the premise of this book. I think it's about a character who finds a book in a library and they've got to figure out the puzzle of it, and they have clues, and it's a bee, a key, and a sword, and all of that imagery is on the cover and the back, and I am in love with the effort that's gone into this cover design. So I am anxious about how big this book is because I don't feel this will be a really fast-paced book, but I might start it to give it a go and see how it pans out for me, but I'd feel really great if I got around to this one. 2 books left to go. So the next one's really short and I've heard good and bad things, but it's got huge fun and big spacing, and that is Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. So when this first came out, I heard some negative reviews where people just were a bit like, Adam Silvera usually writes contemporary, so I'm super intrigued by this. I've loved his other stuff. I say his other stuff, I've read exactly one of his books. More recently, I've been hearing more positive reviews with the release of the second book. People have been really excited about that. So this one's just about 2 brothers, an epic war, a fight for good and evil, and like the font, I'm not kidding, is really, really big. This is made for blind people. So I am just really hoping I like this. I've really pinned my hopes up that this will be fantastic. So curious to see which side of the fence I'm going to sit on with this one, but I think it'll be a nice quick read. So fingers crossed. Now the last one is another book that people have also been bullying me to get around to reading, and that is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Everybody who reads this book converts to Sanderson as a religion, basically. They just love his books. And look, I can't blame them. It really does sound phenomenal what he writes, so it does have me very excited for it. But I'm really nervous this isn't going to be a quick read, which I think is wrong. I think from how much people like this would actually be quite a fast read. So these are all the books that I still have to get through, and I'm going to attempt to read before the 27th of May. I am also going to try and keep on top of some review copies, which means I cannot read everything. So I can't wait to check back in with you when May is finished. Considering that I've had little to no time, have done little to no reading in April, and that I have over 10 books to pick from for May, I think this will be really interesting to see what I actually end up reading. So let me know down in the comments below what you think I should read first. What's going to be the quickest read? What's going to keep me motivated? I would love to know. But other than that, I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.
Alla gloria mia